Listen, if you're a bride in 2023, you need to hear this video. I'm sharing some of the things that I regret or things that I wish I did differently during our wedding day. So let's get into it. What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that you're here for today's video. Also, there's a special guest appearance. My pup, Navy May, is taking a nap right here. So if you hear those little like ruff, 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 that's her. So excited to share this video with you because I shared this video on TikTok and it ended up going pretty viral for me and my TikTok. I was really surprised by how many people thought it was super helpful, and there were brides taking notes and things and asking questions, so I figured I would share it with you here. I wanted to share with you some of the things that I regret from our wedding. Now, I don't know if regret is the right word. I truly don't regret anything from our wedding, but if I could go back in time though, there are some things I would do a little bit differently to make myself have a little bit more peace and have a little bit less anxiety throughout the experience. Now, again, this is the biggest and best day of your life. And at the end of the day, it's really about you marrying your best friend and your soulmate and your partner. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what we did. And our wedding was so perfect, so beautiful. I'm so grateful for everything that that day had to hold. But there are just some things that I think I can share with brides and brides-to-be that you can hopefully implement in your wedding to help you have a more peaceful, stress-free day. So let's get into some of the things I regret or would do differently at our wedding. Okay, so first and foremost is that I went to bed at like 2 a.m. the night before our wedding. This was not on purpose. Jake and I were literally in the shower, not TMI, but we were in the shower at like midnight because you're just being pulled in so many different directions. It's the most overwhelming feeling of love that you've ever felt in your entire life. All of your favorite people in the world are in one space. So you're seeing your Nana, you're seeing your best friend, you're seeing your husband's coworkers, you're seeing your mother-in-law's high school friends and college roommates. And although it's the best feeling in the entire world, it was a lot. I wish that I had a more firm boundary in getting to bed on time and going back to the Airbnb and watching like a movie with my bridesmaids, doing a little eye mask, getting a full night of sleep. I literally went to bed at like 2 a.m. after we showered and washing and drying my extensions. Like, I wasn't prepared for the day. It just felt very rushed. I woke up on our wedding day at like 6:30 for hair and makeup, and I was like, wow, I got like 3 hours of sleep. We're gonna need some concealer to cover up these bags, you know what I mean? Second thing was not having a formal first look with my brother. Now, people on TikTok had a really big opinion about this. I don't have my dad in my life, so I chose my brother to walk me down the aisle and give me away. It was a very special, very amazing, touching moment between us. There are photos of us seeing each other, and right before we walked down the aisle, there's a few pictures that were taken, but I wish that we had a formal moment where we just got to soak it in and say like, oh my God, this is happening, and kind of ground in everything that was going on. Although we had kind of a moment, just like 30 seconds before we walked down the aisle. There are some sweet pictures of him like crying and just us having that beautiful exchange, but I wish we did like more of a formal first look together. Next was not taking a minute for myself before I walked down the aisle. Now, this is something I think all brides should do, is remove the bride for like 60 seconds and just have her breathe. Just smell how the venue smells and look around and see what all the decorations look like and hear the noises. I was, wanting to listen to the waves crashing and listening to the seagulls squeaking in the sky. It's just such a busy moment that everything kind of happens so quickly. It's hard to really soak it in, and I feel like I did the best that I could with that, but I think if I was to have taken like 60 seconds, a minute by myself to just breathe and bring myself back into my body, I think I could have had a lot less stress and been a lot more present. The next thing that I regret is not handwriting little love notes to my bridesmaids and not decorating their rooms. So I don't mean like decorating their rooms, but I got them all these like cute little makeup bags with their names on it, and I wish that I had more time and more energy to just set up the little Airbnb to be more adorable. And like, the Airbnb was absolutely gorgeous. We got married at a hotel, and down the street was the Airbnb that my bridesmaids and I, my mother-in-law, my mother, my sister, we all stayed at that house at the Airbnb, and that's where the after party happened. We got ready there, and it was a gorgeous house. I loved it so much, but again, I wish that I just took a second to like write some cute handwritten love notes to them. I just am probably beating myself up for that, but I think that really would have been sweet and just a really personal touch. Okay, this next thing is definitely gonna piss some people off, but another thing that I regret was inviting too many people to our wedding. I wish I was not meeting people for the first time on our wedding night. I wish that I had made a firmer boundary boundary that it was only the people that were closest to us. And this is really hard because, you know, you have in-laws who want to invite their college roommates, and you have your parents who want to invite their extended cousins who you've never met and never seen and don't even know. And you don't want anyone to feel like you're not including their people and you're not making them feel comfortable and welcome. And like, it's a celebration for everyone. It's not just about my husband and I, it's about both of our families joining and celebrating. I do wish that I had made it a little bit smaller. Sent out about 240 invitations and 144 people, I believe, came to our wedding. And I wish it was more on the like 100 side of things. But again, it was amazing. The party was so much fun. There was so much love and laughter and dancing and energy. It was a lot, like being pulled in so many different directions to meet people for the first time. It took me away from my best friends who were there, from Jake's friends, from my immediate family. So I do wish that I invited a little bit less people and kept it a little bit more intimate. Okay, so the next one is that I was running around so much during our reception that I didn't get to eat any dinner or any dessert. And I think that this kind of ties back into the last point, which was that there were just so many people there. And again, it was so amazing and I felt so surrounded by love. My husband did too, but it really was very stressful. I mean, like the moment that the speeches stopped and everyone went to eat dinner, even with us at our sweetheart table, we were at a sweetheart table and people kept coming up asking for pictures, wanting to give hugs, wanting to say that they loved us. And that's so special. You don't want to like put a barrier between you and the other people that are there. But at the same time, you need food. Like it's such a stressful, chaotic, hectic day and you need fuel at that time. I remember like by the time we got to the after party, you know, I think 11 p.m. at night, I was like, I've eaten like half of a meal today. I need some freaking food. And then my mom ordered Chick-fil-A and we got Chick-fil-A delivered to the Airbnb and it was amazing. But I do wish that I made a little bit, again, more firm of a boundary with this and said, hey, let's have a buffer for someone who kind of protects our little sweetheart table and lets us eat our meals, because I was so hungry. I was a little hangry at that point and I just wish that I got to enjoy more of the food and the dessert at that point. The next thing that I regret is not something that I hardcore regret, but it's something that I think of still to this day, so I wanted to share it with you. And that is that I only had one drink throughout the whole night. Now, granted, right after we got married, we did rip a Jameson shot. I don't know what it is about my husband and I. We just like love a good pickleback every once in a while. I don't know why. But we got married, we did a Jameson shot, and then we took our photos, went to the reception, and I think I had like one of the spicy margaritas. That was like my signature drink and it was so good. But again, you're just like talking to people, and I think I maybe had 2 glasses because I had a glass of champagne in my hand for most of the pictures, so I think that happened. I don't even remember. And then I think I had 1 spicy margarita. Not that you need alcohol to have fun, but I think, again, if I was just to have leaned into it a little bit more and celebrated and like let myself party a little bit more, I could have been more present with our friends, could have danced a little bit more and had just, again, more fun. Next thing that I regret is not jumping in the pool at the end of the night. So like I said, we got married at the hotel and then we had an Airbnb for the after party. Now, I ordered a very beautiful $200 very plain Lulu's dress. It was like solid white, and again, it was $200. It was absolutely stunning. I had said that I wanted to jump in the pool at the end of the night, but truth is that by the end of the night, I was so tired from not sleeping the night before, from being pulled in so many different directions. And again, it's the best feeling in the whole world. I don't want this video to come off as ungrateful or that, you know, I had an awful time at our wedding. I think that if I was to have a little more space and capacity and energy that day, I could have just, again, leaned in and had more fun. So by the time that we were back at the Airbnb and partying, a few of the groomsmen and our friends were like jumping in the pool, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to get my dress wet. I don't want to wash my hair tonight. I had extensions at that point. I was like, I don't want to have to dry my extensions and do the whole shebang. So I decided to not jump in the pool just from being too tired. And that's something that I kind of wish that I did. Okay, this next one is so important. I think every bride needs to hear this. The next thing that I regret is that I didn't document many moments on my own camera and phone, because I thought that everyone was going to be taking these pictures, and everyone was taking pictures, and everyone is grabbing content and pictures and videos and whatnot. But there's something about the way that I would have wanted to have documented, like on my phone, but I didn't want to be on my phone. I wanted to be very present, be with the people that were there, be with my husband. That is, at the end of the day, the most important thing. So I'm not super worried that like I don't have my own pictures. We did have the world's most amazing photographer, the most gorgeous pictures of any wedding I've ever seen, I will say. So I can't really complain about this, but I do wish that I took a few more moments to document like our rehearsal dinner. Actually, my sister got amazing content from that. Our rehearsal dinner, you know, the morning of our wedding, the afternoon of our wedding, the night of our wedding. I just wish that I pulled out my phone and was being more present about, like, not even putting it on Instagram story, but taking my own videos that I could show our kids. And you know, there's a video that I took, like one that I have on my camera on my phone, and it's a video of Jake and I on the balcony before we got married. I think the day before, and I'm wearing like a floppy beach hat and he's smoking a cigar, and it's just such a sweet moment that like I plan on showing our kids someday. So I wish that I had more of those moments. If you're a bride and you don't want to be on your phone but you want to grab those moments, I've actually heard of people designating like a friend. Even some people are paying people to do this for them as like content creators, and basically designating a person who can grab that content for you on your own phone, because you think everyone's going to send it to you, and then life happens and they just don't get to it, and maybe the pictures weren't that good, maybe, you know, someone walks in front of it. Having someone to document your day on your phone is crucial. And the final thing that I regret from our wedding is that my husband and I didn't get to bed early enough on our wedding night, and we, you know, just fell asleep. And I felt so bad about this. I spent multiple nights crying actually about this, because I was like, oh my God, we're just married, and like we didn't even get to spend our wedding night, like, you know, doing this stuff. I ended up talking to my friend Jordan, and she was like, girl, me and my husband didn't do anything either. Like, you're so emotionally and physically drained and exhausted and spent from that day. A lot of couples don't actually have sex, you know. don't want to say anything that gets this video like banned. A lot of people don't get to be intimate with their partner on the night of their wedding because you're just so tired. I beat myself up about that, and my husband, you know, didn't say anything. He's like so kind, so supportive, and it was actually the sweetest night ever. We went to bed, and I remember it was like me on the end, Jake on the end, and our dog in the middle, and we made this like giant spoon fest. I remember just being like, wow, we're not doing it, but we are spooning. And it was just like this really beautiful moment where it didn't matter if we were, you know, being intimate or not. It was just about us being a little family and solidifying our love and just being present. Yes, I do regret not getting to bed earlier and having that time with him, but you know, girl, we get that all the time, so it's okay. So that is going to conclude this video. Again, I don't want this video to come off like I am ungrateful or like I had an awful time at our wedding. Our wedding day was the greatest day of my entire life. Becoming that man's wife was the greatest honor, the greatest privilege that I will ever have in my lifetime. Everything about the day was perfect. So I also have a list of things that I absolutely don't regret, and I want to make that video next. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and comment down below. If you have previously been married, what is one piece of advice that you would give to brides if they're planning their wedding right now? I think for me, honestly, it would be to, oh my God, there's so many. I would say, do it how you want. You know, at the end of the day, it really comes down to you and your best friends, solidifying your love, solidifying your life together, solidifying your family together. Although these little things came up that like, sure, I wish we did differently, I married my soulmate. I married the best man in the entire world, and that's really all I can ask for. I love you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you want more wedding content like this. Let me know down below what you guys want to see more of, and I can make more content around wedding stuff. So I love you guys, and I'll see you later.